Hello everyone, this is Cookies. I've got turn 31 of skids here. We've got a war between Hinnom and Lanka and raging, also between Hinnom and Sauromatia. Rest of the world still seems at peace. A number of nations have not fought first wars yet. On the other hand, has already finished their first war, so they are happily scaling in the very top end of the bracket. Let's go ahead and see how this turn goes. No messages this turn. And yeah, the war continues to rage. So let me go ahead. Let's go ahead and do all the ones that are not Hinnom related really quick. So we've got Marverni sending their triumvirate to kill some earth elementals. Let's see if the script has changed. Alright. Any gear? Same gear for all of them? Okay. Yep. Alright, then we've got Helheim tracking some more barbarians. Now, these were all barbarians on Tianqi's border, and by effect of letting Helheim clear these, Tianqi is losing some amount of territory. The commander is threatened here. Oh. Okay, gets a route just in time before the mirror images got worn down. That was a solid hit from that barbarian there. I don't think he took any attrition though. Yeah. And then we've got, I think, just two more. So we've got some peasants trying to assassinate a Beryton priest who has blood slaves on him for a little bit of protection and bodyguards. So he is very much protected. He summoned some imps as well. Okay. And then with Ledia, oh, Melkart's not gonna care. Yeah, that guy wisely leaves the room. The other guy doesn't make it. Okay. We get increased heat around the world, which I believe is useful for Hinnom, assuming he's going to do some fire magic. And units are getting younger, which is useful for everyone with old mages. And then we've got one last thing here with Fomoria. Another barbarian attack. I think the barbarians win this, but that is a fair amount of cav. Alright. So yeah, it loses 8 heavy cav of actual heavy cav, which is 240 gold. So feels pretty bad, but hard to predict where these barbarians will strike next. They've really been hammering players. Oh. And then let's jump into a number of these battles with Hinnom. So first up, we have Hinnom attacking Lanka. This is a pretty disposable little raid. We got some turtle warriors. We have a few jades. But they run into the full army. So very non-committal force from Hinnom. Looks like an embedded army thug as well. Anything else in this army? Not too much. A little bit of a body ethereal group. In World's Teeth Mountains, we've got a small Sauromatia raid, finding a small Hinnom counter-raiding party. Did they just happen to get the leader? Yeah, so they happen to hit him with a javelin, he routs, and takes his lancers with him. Then in Faldenberg, we've got some birds. I think there's 2 commanders, though. Yeah. So I think the birds will lose. They're frequently pretty good at killing 1 commander if they land on them. But 2 commanders is often too much. And then this guy has exceptionally heavy armor. Okay. Then in Salt Plains, in that northern wasteland, we see a milk cart. That is a lot of Oreopoda. Body Ethereal, Astral Shield, Reinvigoration. Okay. As a reminder, the Bless is all of this for Sauromatia. So the Blood Surge, True Sight, Blur. Not too much to help with punching through the Astral Shield of a Melkart. And he does have 20 protection. Now, he doesn't have regen, so they could eventually wear him down. And this is a downside to not having enough mage support in an army. So it's mostly troops. If the troops are struggling... And he's also got a magic weapon, so Awakened Tattoos isn't doing anything. So he's got... Is it just the 1? Yeah, so a lot is riding on this nature too, for doing something that helps the troops deal with the milk cart. And Awakened Tattoos is not it. Because, again, Skilled Rider, it does help with defense, but the defense doesn't matter if they're frozen on the Astral Shield. The MR does help, but I believe it's just 1 MR. Let me see. Yeah, just 1 MR. You don't see the bonus in the breakdown, but it's there. But when they're frozen with Astral Shield, their defense goes to 0. And so for these defense-based units, this is a very tough matchup. Now this guy, he does have draining weapons, so he will slowly recover from the odd hit. He has taken some damage, but he's dealing out a lot more than he's taking right now. Another solid hit for 10. Let's go ahead and see who's delivering these. Did I already miss it? Right here. So just very high rolls. So the odd, very high roll is getting through. Because, I mean, clearly this guy's going to be harassed down quite a bit, despite the Astral Shield, but... Alright. Well done by Hinnom. He lost a lot of Melkarts earlier, but this was a very nice recovery. Especially since it helps scatter this Sauromatian army. So let's see what he takes. 15 mounts. I don't know how to evaluate this. Maybe half get back. But he definitely killed 11. And he did kill as high as 31. And he scattered the army, so a certain number might die retreating. Although maybe not too many, because he's got most of the retreat routes. So very nice thugging effort there. In Avoca, we see Sauromatia attack. Very nice small raid. Should be successful. All right. Then we've got Scatly Swamps. This is that formation of Lancers and I think Cataphracts. I think there's a few in there. Maybe I'm wrong. But it should be plenty capable of taking this out. Alright. In Flemistan, Hinnom counterattacks the other wasteland, this time with a party of Roughites. Led by a very vulnerable commander. He does not bless the Roughites, which I think would help a lot. Does he lose any? Okay, very vulnerable to attack rear, but doesn't have it taken advantage of. Loses one Roughite. Probably would not have lost it if he had a priest to bless. Does kill 2 warrior sorceresses, though. So, very much getting some nice value. That was a water one. Ooh, was this the lightning reflexes? Very sad to see this one get killed. 27 defense. They both really die? Dang. Okay. And in Tenver, a counterattack on Lanka. This is from the capital. We saw him recruiting these Mazics. He's also got some Sacreds, but only finds a little bit of stuff. His Slinger kills his own Mazic. Or no, that's an enemy Slinger. Okay, so that works out. Apparently I can't see colors quite straight. And then in Synaph, got a small Sauromatian cavalry raid, and it should be successful. So Sauromatia still should be way up in territory. These small little raids are very effective. And then, yeah, let's go ahead and jump onto the map and see how it's going. So Hinnom has cracked Zimiki. He's opened a line for tracing income and support between all 3 of these forts. Sauromatia is ranging all the way around him, even breaking into the cap circle. Hinnom's done a pretty good job controlling the cap circle despite all this, though. And he gains some more vision on this thug, although he's seen this thug before. Seems like Sauromatia would not go for the capital. Lanka is not feeling strong enough to make a push on Spire Woods. The ever-increasing number of Beryton elite soldiers on the border here, though. Berytos could very easily swoop all this up. I'm sure he would love a Throne of Fortune. It seems like most of the cavalry retreated to Mountains of Evernight. We see 50 on the scout report. This guy is a spy. So that implies maybe about 30 to 40 casualties out of this. Which we know max there were 31, but there could have been some more from retreating. So definitely could have taken some pretty bad attrition. I'm hoping the scouting report is somewhat accurate. I don't think this army is going to feel confident attacking Zimiki now. I mean, what do you do as Sauromatia once he takes this fort off you? That army, I mean, it could potentially split into three and try to clean this stuff up on its way back to maybe free up a siege of Hinnom. Because you do want more rough fights. I'm a little surprised this group hasn't headed north. These rough fight warriors seem like they would be pretty good here. Maybe pushing Lanka's flank. Is this a fort? No. Looks like a couple of point buffers and another thug. We've got a new group of Palankasha leaving the capital. We do see some Xibalba Scorpions and Fire Drakes leave the caves now. So maybe we're getting close to seeing Xibalba make some moves. The Ocelotls have not moved just yet, but we are seeing more of them. Ooh, well, some of them moved. Okay, we've got a bunch of new ones in the capital. And Xibalba is probably starting to run low on great blood hunting territory. He's got the halls, Caves of Madness, and Underhome. He's got three. No, he still has a fair amount he can blood hunt. I suspect he's probably starting to cap out on upkeep if he hasn't already, so he might want to get fighting on Lanka, considering that seems like the direction he wants to go in. You see the Hellherdings in the capital, so maybe we don't have a new elfing planned just yet. Did grab a couple of provinces off Tianchi here. The Mekone buildup on the border continues, so it does seem like we're probably just waiting through the nap cooldown, and then Mekone's planning to fight. It's probably why Tianchi hasn't pushed the border issue with Helheim yet either. Got 300 troops in the capital, 80 here, 170 here. So maybe 550 troops or so. This is 300 giants. It's going to be interesting, especially Demons of the Heavenly Rivers. I want to give the edge to Mekone right now. I'm not sure if these infantry are going to have a whole lot to say. Is that 22 damage? So they're going to do chip damage. Meanwhile, they're getting one shot, 25 in return. Even the heavy footmen. Yeah, highly likely they get one shot. They might survive one hit or get limb capped. He's got a fair number of sacreds. Now, these warriors of the five elements, what I'm not seeing from Mekone are the kind of missile troops that could spam out low protection stuff from TNC. Long dead archers. So these warriors of the five elements might be pretty effective. I don't know if archers are going to do a lot of good. Was that those Fomorias? This Marverni army is still sitting pat. Not sure what its goals are. I feel like it should be trying to retake land from Sauromatia. As annoyed as he might be with Hinnom, I wonder if you go retake your stuff and then maybe ally with Hinnom and try to vulture a bit. Because this is looking pretty empty. I'm not sure if Hinnom's been in communication with Helheim at all, but Helheim might not be interested in a second war with Sauromatia already. Lanka could get backstabbed. We could potentially see this coalition fall apart and Hinnom survive this. If Xibalba makes a move soon, it forces Lanka to call back forces. And Hinnom gets some breathing room and gets to try and clear up these Sauromatian cavalry contingents. I could see Hinnom pushing onto Sauromatia's cap. That would be quite the survival. Seems to be very peaceful right now, just scaling. Still building up forces. Berytos, same thing. Helheim did finally take this barbarian province. It's got a very weird border to it with the mountain pass. I think I would have tried to make a trade with Helheim. I would have tried to give him maybe Gladewood and then keep Snakes or Lost Canyon range. Letting the elves have a province that connects to 4 of your provinces just seems like bad border design. Let's see, we got barbarians here. Berytos hasn't made a move on them, and TNC seems to be making no efforts to. I think that's most of the factions. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at graphs. We've got Lanka out in front, followed by Sauromatia, all at Hinnom's expense, who's in second to last. But Hinnom still has his army. And he just dealt a significant, but not a death note. He did a significant amount of damage to the Sauromatian main stack, but he didn't kill all of it. It's still pretty potent. So, but yeah, Hinnom still has his army, so he's still very dangerous. But in third place, though, we do have followed by Berytos, who have just been mostly chilling the last few turns. Berytos has been chilling since expansion ended. We've got Helheim, Mekone, TNC, Fomoria, and Marverni. I would like to see Marverni go take something from someone, or at least attempt to. Let's see, for forts, we've got Berytos, Sauromatia, and TNG. For income, Berytos has dropped quite a bit. So is now in first. I think this is our first turn, for the most part, since the game started, where it's Berytos in the lead. It looks like there was a slight little thing where TNG might have been in the lead, but I'm just going to call this a Berytos lead the whole game up until now. And then we've got Sauromatia. For gem income, we've got Lanka, Mekone, and Blood income is Xibalba and Berytos. Lanka has started blood hunting. And Hinnom's doing a little bit of blood hunting. For research, we have Berytos, TNG, Marverni, Helheim, and Fomoria. So I think my suspicion is Marverni's not fighting a war because he's converting to a gem-based economy. But if that's the case, I would like to see maybe once he gets the Boar of Carnutes, so he at least gets some boars going. And maybe gets Gifts from Heaven. Maybe Gifts from Heaven first, then go for Mother Oak. And then the Boar of Carnutes. That way you've got something where you can defend yourself. Then you get a little bit more greedy, and then you can convert that greed into power. For Dominion, we've got Hinnom, Lanka, TNG, Marverni, and Helheim. And for army size, we have Berytos way out in front, Xibalba and TNG, but Mekone's not that far back from TNG. And this graph is based on size points, but Mekone Giants are a lot better than basic TNG infantry, probably better than several of them. So I don't think TNG having more units than Mekone is going to scare off Mekone at all. And then we got Sauromatia and Lanka. All right. So aside from the raging war that is Hinnom, pretty quiet, but I think we're about to have some more action soon. And I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good one. Bye.